And a very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen, watching live on our Highland Hawk Baseball YouTube channel. On this wonderful Friday afternoon in Gilbert, we bring you the Westview Knights visiting your Highland Hawks. We'll get started pretty quickly here with the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Knights. Leading off and playing right field, number 5, Larry Ross. Hitting second, the shortstop, number 4, Jack Nels. Hitting third, the pitcher, number 18, Pablo Gaitan. Cleaning up, playing third base, number 20, Fabian Chavez. Hitting fifth, the catcher, number 16, Lucas Dean. Batting sixth, the center fielder, number 9, Philip Romero. Hitting seventh is the designated hitter, number 12, Roberto Guzman. Hitting eighth is the second baseman, number 1, Drew Hoya. And rounding things out for the Knights, playing first base, number 17, and batting ninth, Wilson Tran. Out in left field for the Knights today, since their pitcher is in the lineup, is Dominic Fuentes, and Fuentes is being hit for by Roberto Guzman. For the Hawks, as we're just about ready to get underway, the defensive alignment lines up like this. From left field to right field, Mason Trail, Aaron Fisher in center. Mason Trail, Aaron Fisher in center, and Dakota Thornton in right field. Connor Webster, Caleb Herbert at shortstop, Webster at third base. Trey Cutchin at second base, Lucas Hamza at first. Tanner Score does the catching today for Connor Cullimore. We are ready to get underway today as Larry Ross, the starting right fielder for the Westview Knights, is in the box. Connor Cullimore's first pitch is low for a ball. Beautiful warm afternoon in Gilbert. Swung on, fouled back. Count even at 1-1. Cullimore's 1-1, swung on by Ross, lifted into left field. Mason Trail lets it drop in front of him, and Larry Ross is on with a leadoff single. Jack Nels now, the shortstop for Westview, steps in with nobody away and one man on base after the leadoff single by Ross. Nels, one of Westview's bright spots. Westview comes in 4-8-2 into today's game as Cullimore throws over to first. Jack Nels on the season hitting .439. He's got 18 hits. He's driven in 7 runs. But listen to this, 4 doubles, and he's got 3 long ones on the year. The pitch from Cullimore, curveball, misses for a ball. Count at 1-0. So Jack Nels definitely a power threat today that Highland is going to want to keep their eye on. He's got 3 homers on the season as Cullimore throws over to first. Ross back safely. Cullimore sets and keeps Ross close over at first. Cullimore looks in for his sign from today's catcher, Tanner Score. Yesterday's Score did the catching for Ethan Caudillo. That one popped up. Center fielder Aaron Fisher battles the sun, but makes the play, and there is one away. That brings in today's pitcher, Pablo Gaitan. For Westview, they have a really strong 2-3-4 punch in their order. It's Jack Nels, Pablo Gaitan, and then on deck is Fabian Chavez. Gaitan on the year hitting .472. Driven in 22 runs, but he pops one up on the infield there. Cullimore makes the play himself. And one pitch to Gaetan, and he is retired. So the dangerous Gaetan kept off the base paths this time. Fabian Chavez steps in for Westview. Chavez hitting .341 on the season, 13 runs driven in. He's got 14 hits. He's doubled 4 times, and he's homered once. So again, a lot of power in the top 2 middle of the order for Westview. Pitch from Cullimore misses outside for a ball. Cullimore throws over to first base again. Connor Cullimore heading into today's game, a 4.06 ERA in 4 appearances. He's thrown 10 1/3 innings in 2018. He sets and delivers, swung on and missed. Chavez couldn't get up to the fastball. Count is even at 1-1. Cullimore looks Ross back at first, sets now and fires. Curveball. Swung on, grounded to Herbert off of his glove at shortstop. A nice diving effort. It was a hard hit ball to the left side, but Caleb Herbert couldn't corral it. And I believe that will be ruled a single and not an error on Herbert. And with that ruling, it's first and second with 2 away for today's catcher, Lucas Dean. Hawks have gotten themselves, into some early trouble this season, especially in the first. That one misses. Yesterday, Hawks paid a visit to the Mountain Point Pride. Hawks ended up coming away with a 16-9 victory. Cullimore's fastball in there for a strike. But the Hawks yesterday, with Ethan Caudillo on the mound, allowed 5 runs in the first inning, 2 more in the second. Pitch from Cullimore is swung on and missed. Count is 1-2. Hawks yesterday made a remarkable comeback, down at 1.7-1, and then it was tied at 9-9 as Dean calls timeout. Time is granted. Highland fans don't like it, as Connor Cullimore was in the midst of throwing his pitch. Count is still 1-2. The pitch. Curveball just missed. Almost caught the outer edge of the plate. Might have missed by less than the full width of a baseball. Cullimore's 2-2 on the way. Swung on, fouled off. Count remains at 2-2. Swung on and missed. Cullimore registers his first strikeout of the game. And the Hawks will bat in the bottom of the first after giving up no runs in the top half. Caleb Herbert, Connor Webster, and Lucas Hamza will lead things off for Highland when we come back. Back now for the bottom half of the first inning as Highland will get its first look at Pablo Gaitan. Gaitan, the third hitter in today's order. But first, let's meet your Highland Hawks. Leading off and playing shortstop and stepping into the box as we speak, number 5, Caleb Herbert. Connor Webster on deck playing third base and wearing number 6, batting third, is the first baseman number 22, Lucas Hamza. Hitting fourth, the right fielder number 23, Dakota Thornton. Hitting fifth, the second baseman number 3, Trey Cutchin. Batting sixth and designated hitting, number 2, Alec Deaton, and he's hitting for the center fielder, Aaron Fisher. Hitting seventh, the catcher number 28, Tanner Score. The pitcher, Connor Cullimore, who wears number 27, will hit eighth. And Mason Trail rounds things out in left field and hitting ninth. Gaitan's first pitch into Herbert is a ball missed inside. Herbert had to twist out of the way of that one. Gaitan's 1-0. Curveball caught the outer edge. And let's see if that's the farthest out that the home plate umpire will go with the strike zone. Gaitan evens back up at 1-1. Looks in for his sign from Lucas Dean. Here's the pitch. Another breaking ball on the outside part of the plate for a strike. From the windup, the pitch from Gaitan. Swung on and grounded foul. Count stays 1-2. Gaitan going to his breaking ball early, but that was the fastball there. We'll see what he comes back with on 1-2. To Herbert. Here's the pitch. Inside. Herbert pulled his hips back. The Westview fans in attendance believed that one was on the inside edge of the plate, but Gaitan does not get the call. Dean sets up outside here. Let's see if we see the breaking ball. And swung on and missed by Herbert. Pablo Gaitan has his first strikeout of the ball game. And in steps the third baseman, Connor Webster. Yesterday, Connor Webster 1 for 4. He singled, also walked and scored. The pitch from Gaitan, another breaking ball that missed outside. The 1-0 on its way. Caught the inner edge for a strike. So we'll see how this strike zone progresses today. It's been a little touchy through the first couple of half innings. But Connor Webster kills a breaking ball into left field, but it's right to the left fielder, Dominic Fuentes. So a quick line out to the left fielder, and the Hawks all of a sudden have 2 down in the inning. It's Lucas Hamza, the first baseman for Highland, stepping in to try to keep things alive. Hawks didn't score in the first inning yesterday either, but they did end up scoring 16 runs in a 16-9 victory over Mountain Point. First pitch in there for a strike. Gaitan looks in for his sign, kicks and delivers. Missed low and away there. The 1-1 on its way. Breaking ball. Again, Gaitan going to that off-speed pitch early here. And Hamza is ahead now 2-1. The pitch. Swung on. Popped foul towards the parking lot. And thankfully, falls without hitting a car. Of course, here at Highland High School, if you're new to the broadcast, the parking lot is adjacent to the foul line, the third base foul line. So some of those foul balls that carry a little bit over the screen are in danger of hitting a car. Another breaking ball that misses. Westview thought that it caught the outer edge. Count full now, 3-2. Gaitan looks for his sign and delivers. The payoff pitch, swung on, fouled off. Count stays 3-2. Hams are ready. Here's the pitch. Swung on and hit into foul territory. Right fielder Ross and the first baseman Tran go after it, but it will be Larry Ross who makes the play, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for the Westview Knights. Nothing doing for the Hawks in bottom of the first. We'll head to the top half of the second. Philip Romero will lead things off for Westview when we come back. Back for the top half of the second inning. For Westview, it's Philip Romero, the center fielder for the Knights. He'll lead things off. Connor Cullimore is still out on the hill for the Hawks. Cullimore's first pitch in there for a strike. In the lower part of the zone. Count is at 0-1. The pitch misses outside for a ball. Cullimore tried to hit the outside edge with his fastball there. Wasn't able to do so. Count back even at 1. Cullimore working quickly now. Almost caught the outer edge on that one. Definitely working away. The strike zone has been a little inconsistent thus far. Pitch low and in the dirt for a ball. Count stands now at 3-1. Cullimore takes a second out on the mound, readjusts, and he's ready to go. And Romero steps out. Looked like Cullimore was about to get into his delivery. So that's the second time that he's been stopped while in the motion of pitching. That one swung on, fouled back behind the screen. Full count now at 3-2. Cullimore looks in for his sign from score. The pitch swung on, fouled off behind the plate. The Hawks today wearing their black home uniforms with the Highland H on the top left chest area with the white piping as that one is flied into center field. Aaron Fisher and Caleb Herbert give chase, but it's Herbert who makes the play for out number 1. Roberto Guzman, the designated hitter for Westview. Right-handed hitter steps in now. Where's number 12? Westview in their away blue uniforms today, lined with the black, white, and gray camouflage as Guzman lays down a bunt that rolls foul. And after busting down the line, Guzman's going to have to come back and try it again. We'll see if Lucas Hamza and Connor Webster take a couple extra steps in to defend against the bunt. Cullimore delivers. Breaking ball that missed up and away. It's a very windy day here at Highland, definitely cooling things down. As Cullimore's pitch misses, it's 2-1. Swung on and missed, 2-2 now. Home plate umpire indicating that Guzman fouled that one off into scorer's glove. The 2-2 pitch with one out. Taken up high. And that's just ball 3. Guzman thought it was ball 4. Tosses bat away to take his base. Count is full at 3-2. We have one out in the top of the second inning. The pitch from Connor Cullimore, taken outside, and now Guzman has his walk. Drew Hoya, the second baseman for Westview, standing in the box now for the Knights. Cullimore sets and will deliver from the stretch. Pitch misses up and away. Drew Hoya, a senior, hits 8th in the order today. Wilson Tran on deck. The first baseman will follow. Breaking ball misses inside, almost came back across the plate for a strike. 2-0. Cullimore's 5th appearance of the season. Pitch in there for a strike, outside part. Cullimore, with his strikeout in the first inning, has registered 8 on the season now. As that one catches the outer part for a strike, a nice slider, and the count is back even at 2-2. Cullimore sets from the stretch, kicks and delivers, and it was behind Hoya, and Guzman will move into second. It almost hit him, but Hoya had to dance his way out of trouble. Close to the shoe tops, count full at 3-2. Cullimore in danger of surrendering his second walk of the ball game. Payoff pitch. In there for a called strike 3. Drew Hoya thought it was ball 4. But it caught the bottom of the plate. The bottom of the zone, and Hoya is set down on strikes for Cullimore's second strikeout of the ball game. Wilson Tran, the Knights' first baseman. Cullimore working quickly, a curveball. Ball 1 up and in. The 1-0 pitch. Misses outside and gets away from score. They won't have a play at third, so Roberto Guzman 90 feet away from scoring the first run of the ball game. We'll see what kind of 2-out hitting Wilson Tran, the 9-hitter, can do for the Knights as that one misses low and away. And Cullimore is not missing by much. Just has to pull those pitches in a little bit more. And the strike zone has proven to be a little bit wide today, so we might start getting those calls if he can bring them in a little bit. Here's the pitch. That's a strike. Another Westview hitter that thought ball 4 was on its way, but alas, it is 3-1, 2 outs. The pitch to Wilson Tran. Swung on and grounded to the shortstop, Herbert. He's got to hurry, fires on to first, and he makes the play. So the 6-3 put out ends the threat for the Knights in the top of the second. In the bottom half, we'll have Dakota Thornton leading things off for the Hawks in just a minute. Back for the bottom of the second inning, Dakota Thornton will lead things off for the Hawks. Thornton supplied the first run of the ballgame for Highland yesterday. He had a solo home run over the left field fence in a 16-9 victory at Mountain Point. Thornton looking for some good fortune again. Yesterday, he reached 4 out of the 5 times he was at the plate. Gaitan kicks and delivers, and it hit him in the back. So Dakota Thornton won't even have a chance to make something happen with his bat. One pitch, and he is aboard by way of the HBP. Trey Cutchin, the left-handed hitting second baseman, will hit next. With a man on first, the Hawks have something going for the first time in the ballgame. Gaitan retired Highland in order in the first. So we'll see Gaitan from the stretch for the first time. Cutchin grounds it through the right side of the infield. Dakota Thornton will be held at second base, but the ball gets away from the right fielder, Ross, and they'll send Thornton to third. Cutchin will move into second, so it's a single and an E9. And the Hawks have 2 runners in scoring position all of a sudden for the DH, Alec Deaton. Deaton yesterday contributed to the winning effort for the Hawks as Gaitan's pitch in there for a strike. Yesterday, Deaton, 2 walks, reached on 2 errors, and the 2 times he reached on an error, he scored. He also successfully laid down a safety squeeze to tie the game at 8, and that was in the 5th inning. Gaitan's pitch swung on and fouled off by Deaton into the parking lot. Count at 0-2. Alec Deaton looking to drive in the first 2 runs of the ballgame for the Hawks. Gaitan sets at the waist. Kicks and delivers. Taken outside for a called strike 3. So again, we see the width of the zone hurting the Hawks as Alec Deaton takes a called third strike for the first out of the inning, and it's the catcher, Tanner Score, who will try to drive Thornton and Cutchin in from third and second respectively. Gaitan's first pitch up high. Gaetan seems to be a pitcher that definitely doesn't work as quickly as some others. Second pitch of the at-bat. Misses up high for ball 2. For Pablo Gaetan, a 9.59 ERA coming into today's ball game. As that one missed, and Gaetan definitely didn't like it. He thought they caught the bottom of the zone, and with these high school umpires, if you show some discontent and keep complaining, likelihood of you getting those borderline calls goes lower and lower. The 3-0 now on the way to score, and Score takes it outside for a 4-pitch walk. Connor Cullimore, the pitcher, steps in after the walk by Score. Connor Cullimore leads the team with 19 strikeouts, so we'll see if he can't drive a run in here. Yesterday, he had an RBI single in the 6th inning. That was the 6th inning in which the Hawks hit around, and quite frankly, we're pretty close to hitting around a second time. They scored 8 runs in the 6th inning. That was what propelled them to a 16-9 victory. Gaetan sets at the waist with the bases loaded, and the first pitch to Cullimore is swung on and fouled off. Third base side into the parking lot. Cullimore looking to drive the first couple of runs home of the ball game. Defensively for Westview, they are still playing double play depth with 1 out here. The pitch swung on, lined into center field. The center fielder ranging back. It's going to get over his head, and one hops the wall. Almost bounced over. Thornton will score. Cutchin being waved around. He will score. Deaton safe at third, and it's a 2 RBI double for the starting pitcher, Connor Cullimore. Romero just couldn't catch up to it in center field. It one-hopped the wall, almost got over for a ground rule double. But 2 runs come home, and it's a 2-0 Hawks lead early here in the bottom of the 2nd. Tanner Score moves to third base. Cullimore obviously into second after the double. And it's Mason Trail, the Hawk left fielder, that will step in to face Pablo Gaetan. Gaetan misses inside with a fastball. Just 1 out in the inning. And how we got here was Thornton was hit by a pitch. Cutchin singled as Gaetan's pitch misses. Deaton scampering for the plate, and he'll get there safely. A correction, that's a courtesy runner. Tanner Score, the catcher, being run for by number 16, Ryan Casano. So Casano scores on the wild pitch, and it's 3-0 Hawks. Cullimore moves into third, and Mason Trail faces a 2-ball, no-strike count. Gaetan ready, the pitch. Swung on, grounded right back up the middle, and Mason Trail does his job. The carousel keeps on moving for the Hawks as Ryland Peterson comes home, running for Connor Cullimore. And the Hawks will swing it back up to the top for Caleb Herbert. So quickly 4 runs come home, and there will be a mound visit from the Westview coaching staff. So like yesterday's ball game, nothing doing for the Hawks in the first, and they do their first scoring in the second. Yesterday, it was a lone solo home run by Dakota Thornton. Today, a much more offensive output in the second. Thornton was hit by a pitch. Trey Cutchin singled. Alec Deaton struck out looking. Tanner Score walked, and Connor Cullimore drove 2 more in. Cullimore, the RBI double. A wild pitch by Gaitan scored Ryan Casano, who was running for Tanner Score. And the RBI single by Mason Trail scores Rylan Patterson, running for Connor Cullimore. So the scene is set. 1 on, 1 out for Caleb Herbert after 4 runs have come home here for Highland in the second. Gaitan throws over to first to no avail. Caleb Herbert, the 6th Hawk to hit in the bottom of the second. Here's the pitch from Gaitan. Employs the slide step there. Pitch miss for a ball. It's 2-0. Gaitan nods. Delivers. Miss low and in the dirt. So Pablo Gaitan having a little bit of trouble finding the zone in this one, as he's down on Caleb Herbert. And Mason Trail is back safely. Well, the scoreboard says it's a 2-0 count. And we'll see if that holds true if Gaitan delivers another ball, which he does. And it is ball 3, so now the count 3-0. We apologize for the misinformation, folks. Gaitan sets and delivers, ball 4 outside. Herbert works a 1-out walk, and Connor Webster will have a chance with 2 on and 1 away. Webster lined out to the left fielder in his first at-bat. Webster squares around to bunt, but bunts it foul down the third base line. Not a terrible idea with 1 out and runners on first and second. The corners playing back at double play depth. Webster unable to get the bunt down. We'll see if manager Scott Cook gives Webster the bunt sign again here on 0-1. Webster swings and lines one into center field. It's going to get over Romero's head. No, actually, he caught up to it and made the play. It looked like that ball was going to carry. The wind blowing out to center field today, but Romero playing deep enough to get over there and cut that one off. And Connor Webster is retired. Lucas Hamza, the first baseman for Highland, the 9th man to hit in the inning for the Hawks. 4 runs have come home for Highland. Hamza looking to make it at least 5. Pitch from Gaitan. Caught the corner up and away, 0-1. Gaitan sets. With 2 outs, the middle infielders creeping in and out of second base, and Hamza calls time. Gaitan sets and delivers. Missed up with the fastball. Count back even at 1-1. Well, for the Hawks, yesterday was their first regular season victory of the year. Coming into yesterday's game against Mountain Point, they were 0-6 in regular season play. However, they were 6-10 in their tournament and preseason games this year. Excuse me, 6-10 with their tournament and preseason games included in that 0-6 record. As the ball gets away from Lucas Dean, throws to third, and both runners will move up safely. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Lucas Hamza. He's got a 3-1 count, so he should see a pretty good pitch here. Gaitan kicks and delivers. Swung on, grounded to the third baseman who makes the play, tags Herbert, and throws on to first. And Hamza also tagged out. So an unconventional 5-3 double play. The Hawks get 4 runs in the inning. They're up 4-0. And Westview will try and counter in the top of the third. They'll lead things off with their leadoff man, Larry Ross, right after this. Larry Ross will lead things off here in the top of the third for the Westview Knights, who all of a sudden are down by 4 after the 4-run barricade in the second by the Hawks. Gullimore's first pitch of the inning in there for a ball, excuse me. Second pitch also misses low. Count at 2-0. Cullimore kicks and delivers from the windup. Swung on by Ross, grounded first base side, but foul. Lucas Hamza gave chase. And with the foul ball, the count moves to 2-1. Westview looking for win number 5 this year. Pitch misses up and in. A breaking ball that Cullimore tried to drop into the zone. Count moves to 3-1, and Larry Ross swings and pops one up into right field. Dakota Thornton there to make the play. Jack Nels now, the shortstop for Westview. Nels in his last at-bat flew out to the center fielder, Aaron Fisher. First pitch misses for a ball. Breaking ball missed away. 2-0. Connor Cullimore also working his breaking ball a lot in this one. And it's been working here and there. Fastball that time catches the outer edge for a strike. And the thing about breaking balls in high school especially, this is the best time to learn how to control it, as that one has popped up on the infield. Cullimore will give way to Hamza, and it falls on the infield, a fair ball. So a single after Hamza can't make the play. And Pablo Gaitan will have a chance with a man on first. Not sure if we'll rule that an error or a hit, but Nels is aboard nonetheless. So on the board, it is ruled an E3. And we'll see if Pablo Gaitan can help himself out here. Gaitan, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, one of the stronger hitters for the Westview Knights. Came into today hitting .472. Cullimore sets and sidesteps into his delivery, fouled off by Gaitan. Count even at 1-1. Cullimore throws over to first base, and Nels is back safely. And Cullimore wants a new ball. He'll get one from the umpire by way of his catcher, Tanner Score. Cullimore looks in for his sign, sets, and delivers. Breaking ball caught the outer edge. And again, we see the Connor Cullimore curveball slider hybrid of a pitch being used with an even count. It's 1-2. Cullimore throws over to first base, but Nels back safely. Another breaking ball that missed outside. Count back even at 2. It's 4-0 lead for the Hawks against the Westview Knights. Pitch misses up. Cullimore having trouble locating his curveball there, not really getting on top of it, as Gaitan grounds one to the shortstop Herbert, who flips to Cutchin for one onto first, a double play. Pablo Gaitan definitely not running hard down the first base line, and nothing will come of the error by Lucas Hamza. So a 6-4-3 double play ends things for the Knights in the third. We'll be back for the bottom half. Dakota Thornton will lead things off for the Hawks. Dakota Thornton will step in to lead off the inning for the second straight inning. He led off the second and was promptly hit by the first pitch he saw. So Thornton will have a chance to make something happen here in the bottom half of the third. Hawks lead at 4-0. Pablo Gaitan still on the mound. Thornton flies one left side. Shortstop Jack Nels camps under and makes the play for the first out. Trey Cutchin steps to the plate, singled in his last at-bat, and moved into second base on an error by the right fielder Larry Ross. First pitch from Gaitan to Cutchin. Cutchin takes a fastball up and away. Gaitan's 1-0 offering a lazy curveball. Misses away. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped into right center field. It'll be Romero and Ross. Romero will make the play. Moving to his left, and there are quickly 2 down. The designated hitter, Alec Deaton, steps in. Deaton, the first casualty of the second inning for the Hawks. He struck out looking at his last time up. Pitch misses up and in for a ball. Deaton almost turned his shoulder into it. Count is at 0-1. 1-0, excuse me. And Deaton swings and misses at the second pitch. A low and away fastball. And Deaton, line drive into center, and Philip Romero will get there for the third out of the inning. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for the Hawks in the bottom half of the third. We'll head to the top of the fourth. This one's rolling by pretty quickly. Fabian Chavez will lead things off for the Hawks. Fabian Chavez, the cleanup hitting third baseman, starts things off for the Knights here in the top half of the fourth in a 4-0 ball game. Connor Cullimore is still out there for the Hawks. First pitch misses low and away for a ball. Cullimore working from the windup. Chavez squares around, a bunt pulls back. Chavez wearing some nice stirrups today for the Knights. They're blue with white and light gray stripes. Pitch from Cullimore, swung on, fouled off to the parking lot. Narrowly missing a car. Count is 2-1. Cullimore's 2-1 outside for a strike. And again, that wide strike zone being employed by our home plate umpire today. Count even at 2. Swung on, fouled off. Count remains 2-2. The pitch. Swung on, grounded to the shortstop Herbert, who fields it on a high hop, throws onto first in time for out number 1. A nice play by the Highland shortstop. Herbert, a great arm there over at shortstop, also the starting quarterback for the Highland Hawk football team. And after the 6-3 ground out, it's the catcher, Lucas Dean. Dean takes a ball on the first pitch. Cullimore fires in another ball, up and in. Dean in his first at-bat went down swinging, and he swings and misses there, 2-1. 2-1 pitch, swung on and missed. Cullimore with a great fastball that Dean just couldn't catch up to. It's 2-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped, and fouled away. Third base side, excuse me. The pitch. Low and in the dirt. And if I'm not mistaken, that's ball 3. And for the second time in the ball game, Westview United has tried to take a base without being able to do so. And we will have a conversation between the two umpires. In my book, I definitely had 3-2. And now it looks like Lucas Dean is motioning down towards his foot as if it hit him on the shoe tops, and they will not grant him first base. So Dean tried to sell it and take his base, unable to get the umpires to buy into his strategy. Count full at 3-2. There is one out after the ground out by Fabian Chavez. Cullimore looking for strikeout number 3. Here's the pitch. Missed up. And Cullimore surrenders his second walk of the ballgame. Philip Romero, the Westview center fielder, will have a chance with 1 on and 1 away, as a courtesy runner will come in for Lucas Dean. Pausing the action on the field, and we are ready to go. Cullimore's first pitch to Romero misses up and away. Highland a 4-0 lead here in the top of the 4th. Westview a man on, 1 out. Connor Cullimore steps off. Swung on, foul territory. Dakota Thornton made a diving effort down the line, unable to make the play, but a great effort. Count at 1-2. Hawks, if they were to win today, back-to-back wins for the first time this season. Of course, winning their first regular season game yesterday. Their regular season record stands at 1-6, but in their region they are 1-0. Swing and a miss, a throw down to second. And Dean is out by a mile. A great throw by Tanner Score to send Lucas Dean packing. Score registers a caught stealing for the second out of the inning, and all of a sudden Connor Cullimore is 1 strike away from ending the top of the 4th. That pitch misses away. Count back even at 2. Strike 3 called. A great pitch, low and away, that caught the corner. And Philip Romero goes down looking. He can't believe it. He tosses his helmet and his bat aside, and the side is retired. A 4-0 lead for the Hawks. We'll take it to the bottom half of the inning right after this. Tanner scored to lead things off for the Hawks in the bottom of the fourth inning after the called strike 3 on Philip Romero in the top half. Swung on, grounded to the third baseman Fabian Chavez, on to first in time. Pablo Gaitan, one pitch and one away. The one pitch put out will bring Connor Cullimore, the starting pitcher for the Hawks, to the plate. And his last at-bat, he drove in 2 on a big double to straightaway center field. First pitch curveball misses up high from Gaitan. Cullimore scored Dakota Thornton and Trey Cutchin, but this time grounds one to the shortstop Nels, who fires a hard one onto first base in time to get Tanner's score. Connor Cullimore. So a couple of quick outs registered by Pablo Gaitan. Nothing really has come of the Hawks' chances at the plate since the second inning, in which they scored 4 runs as Trail will take us a strike. Second pitch misses low, count even at 1. Trail in his last at-bat singled. Gaitan working quickly now, fires a fastball in, but it missed outside 2-1. 2-1 curveball caught the outside part of the plate. And at least from where I'm sitting, which is literally right behind the plate, that pitch did not look like it caught the outer edge. So, interesting call there. Again, we've mentioned it a couple of times on the broadcast. The strike zone today particularly wide. Pitch from Gaitan, foul back behind the screen. Count remains at 2-2. Caleb Herbert would hit next if Trail were to reach base. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch taken outside. Lucas Dean tried to pull it back in by way of the frame, but it stays outside, and the count is full at 3-2. Here's the payoff pitch with 2 men down. Taken up and in for ball 4, and Gaitan physically, you can definitely see it. He was disappointed he didn't get that one into the zone. Caleb Herbert will hit for the Hawks in the 4th inning. In his last at-bat, he drew a walk and advanced to second base, but not any further after a flyout and a 5-3 double play. First pitch from Gaitan misses up and in for ball one. Sets, pauses, and delivers. And misses up and away with the fastball for ball two. So for Gaitan, the only trouble he's really come across was in that second inning. In the first, he sat the Hawks down 1-2-3 as Herbert fouls one into the parking lot down the first base line. 1-2-3 in the first went the Hawks, 1-2-3 in the third as well. And this is just their fourth hitter here in the fourth. So the only damage done was in the second, in which the Hawks sent 9 men to the plate. Gaitan misses away. And it's 3-1. We'll see if they elect to send Mason Trail from first here. He stays put. Herbert lines one right over the second base bag and into center field for a base hit. Trail moves into second safely. And Connor Webster will have a chance with 2 out and 2 men on.
Third baseman number 6, Connor Webster.
Webster today 0 for 2, a line out to the left fielder and a fly out to the center fielder. Looking to change his luck here and make this at least a 5-run ball game. 4 runs, 4 hits for the Hawks thus far, and 1 error on the board. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 error for Westview. Webster swinging first pitch, and it's popped to the shortstop, Nels, and he makes the play. So the Highland threat is ended here in the bottom of the fourth. They don't get anything across, but a 4-0 lead stands. We'll head to the fifth. Roberto Guzman, the 7th hole hitter for Westview, squares around a bunt as he leads off the top of the 5th. Cullimore misses and Guzman pulls back. It's ball 1. Drew Hoya and Wilson Tran to hit after Guzman, as not sure where that one missed. Maybe up and away. Count at 2-0. That one in there, and it's 2-1. Cullimore winds and delivers. Fastball missed outside. The 3-1. Low into the dirt for ball 4. So on 5 quick pitches, Roberto Guzman is aboard. We'll have a quick mound visit by manager Scott Cook. He'll talk to his starter Connor Cullimore as the infield will convene. And we're going to have a pitching change. So Cullimore done after 4+ innings. And we'll send it to break. We'll be right back with the information after the pitching change, right after this. So a quick change of things here in Gilbert. Trey Cutchin takes over on the mound for the Hawks. Connor Cullimore will stay in the game. He'll move to center. And the center fielder, Aaron Fisher, comes out in place of Court Myers, who moves into Trey Cutchin's old spot at second base. Cutchin's first pitch misses for a ball. Cutchin on the season, a perfect 0 ERA. He's appeared in 2 games thus far. However, he's only pitched 1 2/3 innings. Struck out 2, walked 1, and of course, with the perfect ERA, has not allowed a run as that one gets to the backstop. The runner will advance. Court Myers for the Hawks, the super utility man, seems to be head coach Scott Cook's first option when it comes to infield depth. Cutchin catches his own with a fastball and therefore a strike. Count is at 3-1. And Hoya draws a no-out walk. So first and second for the 9th hitter, Wilson Tran. And it looks like we'll see actually a pinch hitter. And pinch hitting for Wilson Tran is number 8, Max Altamirano. Altamirano on the roster as a catcher, a junior. So we'll see what that holds for Westview defensively. Altamirano may end up taking over at first base for Tran. We could see a re-entry as well, but we will keep you updated on that. For now, it's Max Altamirano against Trey Cutchin. 2 on, nobody out. And Altamirano first pitch swinging. Third base side out of play. Roberto Guzman on second base after drawing a walk and advancing on a wild pitch. And Drew Hoya also drew a walk. That's how we are where we are now. For Max Altamirano. Altamirano swings, grounds one to the third baseman, Webster, who fires onto second in time. Did he get his foot down at first? Yes, he did. A terrific 5-4-3 double play from Webster to Court Myers at second base, and Lucas Hamza was able to keep his foot down at first. And now the Westview coaching staff is going to have some words with the field umpire. I would assume that they would think that Hamza didn't get his back foot down, and the umpires will have a conversation about it. So we'll hold here for a decision. And it'll be a quick decision. The runner is out at first base. A 5-4-3 double play. And there are two away, a man on third. That's Roberto Guzman. Larry Ross at the plate, the leadoff man. Playing right field, swings and misses at the first pitch from Trey Cutchin. Cutchin's 0-1 on the way as Guzman creeps down the line. Taken away for a ball. Guzman creeping. Cutchin's pitch misses away for a ball. Count even at 1. Cutchin looks in for his sign. Sets, kicks, and delivers. Misses in the dirt. Nice stop by Tanner Score. Definitely kept the first run for Westview from coming home there. 3-1 count to Larry Ross. Ross 1 for 2 on the day with a single. The pitch misses away, ball 4. So first and third for the Knights with 2 away here in the 5th. Shortstop Jack Nels steps in. Reached on an error by Lucas Hamza last time. Hamza couldn't put the squeeze on an infield pop-up. Cutchin sets, trying to get the last out of the inning. Inside for ball 1. Hard-hitting Pablo Gaitan on deck. Cutchin sets from the stretch. In there for a strike. The 1-1 on its way. Swung on. Line to Webster. And he can't make the play. A hard-hit ball by Nels. And Roberto Guzman comes across to score the first run of the game for the Westview Knights. So it's 4-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. Ross moves into second base on the single by Nels, which brings a run home, and Pablo Gaitan will have another chance with runners aboard, but 2 away this time. Well, it looks like they're ruling that an error. It was a hard hit ball to Webster. It was a difficult play to make, but they give Webster the E5. I mean, I'm not sure I completely agree with that call. I see where it comes from. It was a makeable play, but I mean, in my mind, that ball was hit a little too hard for Webster to get his glove on. It's an E5 nonetheless. So a run scores on the error, making it an unearned run, which officially ends Connor Cullamore's day. He went 4+, allowing 1 run, which was not earned. Cullamore struck out 3, and he walked 2. Pitch from Cutchin, misses away. 2-2 count to Pablo Gaitan. The 6'4", 170-pound pitcher sets. Looks his runner back and delivers. Fastball outside. Count full now, 3-2 with 2 outs, so it's safe to say that the runners, will be off with the pitch. Gaitan looking to make something happen. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed, and Trey Cutchin gets out of the inning. Pablo Gaitan upset, as he has been with his mistakes all game, and Cutchin keeps it to minimal damage. One run comes home for the Knights, and Highland is still ahead by 3. It's a 4-1 ball game. We'll head to the bottom half of the 5th with Lucas Hamza leading things off right after this. Leading off the bottom of the 5th is Lucas Hamza, the first baseman for the Hawks. In his last 2 plate appearances, he popped out to the right fielder and grounded into a 5-3 double play. This time he swings in lines one, past the diving Jack Nels. And 1 pitch, and Hamza is aboard. Powerful Dakota Thornton steps to the plate now. Pablo Gaitan still in the game for Westview. But a runner on with nobody out, and Thornton will see what he can do to make something happen and add some run support for this Hawk pitching staff. Catcher Lucas Dean calls time and calls a mound visit. The first and second baseman also in on the meeting. And just to update everybody, Max Altamirano is now in the game as the first baseman, so Wilson Tran's day is over. Gaitan sets and delivers in there for a strike. Gaitan working slowly as he had most of the game. Pitch misses low for a ball, 1-1. Not sure if Gaitan doesn't have his best stuff today or if he just expects so much more out of himself, but he's been physically upset at least 4 or 5 times as he throws over to first, and Altamirano tried to make it seem like he threw back to, or the ball was back at the first base backstop. Count at 1-1. Gaitan sets, here's the pitch. Catches the corner, low and away for a strike. Thornton thus far, a hit by pitch and a pop out to the shortstop Nels. Gaitan ready, the 1-2, misses up. Dean, a fake pop from behind the plate to draw Lucas Hamza back to first base. Count 2-2. And Thornton takes a high fastball. Count full at 3-2 now. Some patient hitting this at-bat by Thornton, who in his previous 2 at-bats was hit by the by the first pitch that he saw and popped out on the first pitch that he saw. There, it's a great piece of hitting as Dakota Thornton lines one into right center field on the hit and run. Hamza moves into third, and Thornton is aboard with the base hit. A new pitcher, Trey Cutchin. Cutchin with a man 90 feet away from scoring. The corner is pulled in, and the shortstop and second baseman playing double play depth. Cutchin looking to make something happen, swings and grounds one over the head of Max Altamirano at first base. Thornton comes home to score. They will send, Hamza comes home to score, and Thornton dives into third base safely. It's a 5-1 lead by the Hawks. So the new pitcher helping himself out, and he will get a courtesy runner. That's Rylan Patterson coming in. Cutchin an RBI single to help his case, and the Hawks are back up by 4 again. Five runs, 7 hits, and 2 errors for the Hawks. 1 run, 2 hits, and 1 error for the Westview Knights. First and third signs being relayed to the Westview infield by Westview catcher Lucas Dean. Looks like everybody's ready to go, and Alec Deaton, the designated hitter, is in the box with runners on the corners and none away. Deaton squares around to bunt, and Gaitan steps off. Dakota Thornton on third, and Trey Cutchin on first after the RBI single. Alec Deaton 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking in a fly out to center field. Deaton squares around to bunt, pulls back, and takes a pitch low and away for ball 1. Tanner Score on deck. Score will hit next. And we'll see if Alec Deaton has the bunt sign again. He laid down a safety squeeze yesterday against Mountain Point. Gaitan throws over to third. He threw the ball away. Thornton is going to score from third. And Rylan Patterson, round second, takes a wide turn. And he's in at second base safely. So after the error by the pitcher, Gaitan, it's a 5-run lead for the Hawks, and the score is 6-1. Deaton still at the plate, and the count is 1-0. Rylan Patterson takes his lead off at second base. Deaton swings and misses. Bottom of the 5th inning from Gilbert, Arizona. Highland High School. It's a beautiful day in the East Valley. Deaton squares around the bunt, pulls back, almost hit him in the head. 83 degrees and sunny. Gaitan sets. The 2-1 pitch to Alec Deaton. Deaton squares around to bunt, pulls back for a strike. Deaton did pull back in time, but the pitch caught the outer edge. Evens the count up at 2-2. 2-2 count for Alec Deaton. Swings and lines one over the third base bag, and fair. Patterson will be rounded around third, and he will come in to score safely. Deaton dives into second base, and he is safe with an RBI double. It's 7-1 Highland on the RBI double by Alec Deaton. Right over the third baseman. And Highland has a 6-run lead. We're going to have a mound visit from the Westview coaching staff, and it might be safe to say that there is a pitching change on the way. Looks like Gaetan is not even on the rubber at the moment. He's got his back turned to home plate. And the home plate umpire will head out to the mound just to make sure that everything is okay. And we'll have a pitching change. So we'll have the changes for you right after we come back. It's 7-1 Highland. An easy change for Westview. Max Altamirano moves from first base to the mound, moving Pablo Gaetan to first base. Altamirano's first pitch misses away. It's Tanner's score into the box for the Hawks. Altamirano sets and delivers. Up high for ball 2. Score in his last 2 at-bats, walked and scored, and then grounded out to the third baseman. Altamirano's pitch in there for a strike. 3-1 now. Max Altamirano with a perfect 0 ERA in 2 appearances. He's thrown 5 1/3 innings. Allowed 4 hits, 1 run that was unearned as he walks Tanner's score. His 3rd walk of the season. Coming in, he only had 2. And Altamirano has also struck out 4 opposing hitters. New runner in for Highland. That's number 16, Ryan Casano. And today's starting pitcher, now center fielder, Connor Cullimore, is at the plate with 2 on and none away. Of course, in the 2nd inning of this ball game, Cullimore got the scoring started. Cullimore had a beautiful double that one-hopped the center field wall. Got over the center fielder Philip Romero's head. Scored Dakota Thornton and Rylan Patterson, who at the time, and Trey Cutchin. First pitch is a ball, 1-0. Cullimore looking to make something happen yet again. 7-1 ball game. Cullimore squares around a bunt, pulls back, but the pitch called a strike. Time is called as we will have a mound visit. A slow stroll to the mound by Westview head coach John Irish. They'll have a chat, as will Highlands players, about 3/4 of the way up the third base line. Manager Scott Cook over there, as well as Connor Cullimore, Ryan Casano, and Alec Deaton. No changes for Westview. Altamirano will stay on the hill. Cullimore, still an opportunity with 2 men on, nobody out. It's a 1-1 count. 0 for 1 in the ball game. 1 for 2 in the ball game, with a double and a ground out. Altamirano pauses. Cullimore calls time. And a groan from the Highland crowd. Altamirano possibly trying to get Cullimore out of his element here. Taking plenty of time out there on the mound. Fills the hole that he created next to the pitching rubber. Altamirano now sets at the chest and delivers. Both runners are off. Cullimore swings, and both runners are going to have to get back. Altamirano unable to make the play. The ball falls. And they'll have the runner out in between first and second base. So an odd 3-6 put out there as the first baseman, Gaetan, battled with the pitcher, Altamirano. Neither of them could make the play. Gaetan picked up the ball, threw it to the shortstop, Jack Nels, and Nels tagged out Ryan Casano in between first and second base. Now that they're saying Now they're saying both runners are out. There's no runner on first base. And with runners on first and second base and nobody out, the infield fly rule was used. So an odd way to get a double play, but 2 outs on the scoreboard for Westview. And all of a sudden, Highland with just 1 runner on base. Alec Deaton on third with 2 away for Mason Trail. Trail takes away for a ball. It's 2-1. In his last at-bat in the 4th inning, Trail drew a walk. Looking to drive home the 8th run of the game, which is just 90 feet away for the Hawks. Highland leads it 7-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. Altamirano steps off, and we'll do it again. And Altamirano and Deaton toying with each other. Deaton getting a little bit further off third base each time Altamirano looks over. Trail fouls one off first base side into the bullpen. Count moves to 2-2. Altamirano hangs his right arm down, gets his sign from Dean, sets at the chest, kicks and delivers. And did Trail go around? No, he did not. Oh, and the second base umpire says yes, he did. So the home plate umpire checked with the second base umpire on that one. Trail could not check his swing, and he goes down swinging. But 3 runs come across for the Hawks in the inning, and it's a 7-1 ball game. We're headed to the top of the 6th right after this. Fabian Chavez, the Westview third baseman, who is hitting cleanup today, steps in to start off the 6th inning and promptly flies one into right center field. Dakota Thornton giving chase. He can't get there. Ball gets down in the gap. Cullimore will fire the ball in from deep right center, but that does not keep Fabian Chavez from jogging into second base with a leadoff double. Lucas Dean now. Catching him some trouble here early in the top of the 6th inning. Fires in a strike, and it's 0-1. One swung on and popped up into center field. Cullimore makes the play. Philip Romero, the the Knights center fielder steps in now. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Pop out and a strikeout looking. Last hit in the fourth. And he ended the inning with a called strike 3. Cutching fires in a ball. It's 1-0. Missed up high. Roberto Guzman, the only man to score, waits on deck. As Cutchin drops in a pretty breaking ball for strike 1. One and one swung on and missed. Nice inside pitch from Cutchin, and it's 1-2. Highland pitching staff today has been magnificent. Just 3 hits on the board for the Knights. That one flied into center field. Cullimore camps under. And for the second straight batter, Cullimore records the F8. Roberto Guzman will look to keep things alive for Westview. Well, if Highland keeps this 7-1 lead through this inning, as it stands now, as Guzman swings and misses, they only have 4 more outs to work with. With 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. And their last licks coming in the top of the 7th. As Guzman swings and misses again, it's 0-2. Ooh, that one just missed. The Highland crowd definitely thought it was a strike on the edge. Cutchin doesn't get the call. Guzman gets closer to the plate and is brushed back a little bit by that Cutchin curveball that misses. And Guzman works it back even at 2-2. Cutchin sets at the chest, slide steps and fires. Swing and a miss. Trey Cutchin, his second strikeout of the game. And the Hawks hold their 6-run lead at 7-1. We'll head to the bottom half of the 6th inning, where Caleb Herbert will lead things off when we come back. Bottom of the 6th, the Hawks hold a 7-1 lead, looking for their second regular season victory of the season, their 8th in total, as Caleb Herbert, Hawks leadoff hitting shortstop, steps in to start off the bottom half of the 6th. Altamirano still out there on the hill for the Knights. First pitch to Caleb Herbert. Swung on and fouled off third base side. Herbert so far, 1 for 2 with a walk. He singled back in the 4th. Altamirano taking his time out there on the mound. The 0-1 pitch on the way, misses away for a ball. And after this game had been flying by since Max Altamirano has come into the game, it's definitely slowed down quite a bit. He works out there pretty slowly. Here's the pitch. Misses low for a ball. 2-1. Altamirano came into the game as a pinch hitter for the starting first baseman in this one, Wilson Tran. As Herbert swings and fouls one off third base side on the ground. Count remains 2-2. Altamirano entered for Tran at first base as a pinch hitter and played first base defensively for a little bit before switching with the starting pitcher for Westview, Pablo Gaitan, who is still manning first base at the moment. Altamirano's pitch misses up and away, and it's 3-2. Connor Webster next to hit for the Hawks. He waits on deck as the 3-2 offering is on its way. Swung on, grounded to the shortstop, Nels. He collects and throws on to first in time. Connor Webster steps in. Webster 0 for 3 on the day, a line out, a fly out, and a pop out. In his last at bat, he ended the 4th inning with a pop out to the shortstop, Jack Nels. Altamirano rocks and fires. First pitch popped up on the infield. It's Jack Nels, and he'll make the play. So 2 straight pop outs to the shortstop for Connor Webster. And that brings in Lucas Hamza, the first baseman who singled and scored his last time at the plate. Hamza 1 for 3 with that single. He's also popped out and grounded into a 5-3 double play. That was the really wacky one where the third baseman, Fabian Chavez, fielded the ball, tagged the runner coming at him from second base, threw on to first, and Hamza tried to get under the tag because the throw from third was wild. Tried to slide into first but was tagged out. But he faces an 0-1 count here in the 6th against Max Altamirano. Breaking ball misses up high, 2-1. Pitch. Swung on, lined into left field, a base knock for Hamza. Dominic Fuentes comes up with it out there, but it drops in front of him for a 2-out single. That brings in Dakota Thornton, who singled and scored his last time up. Throw over to first base. Not in time from Altamirano. Pitch in there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Altamirino's 0-1, lined in left field, and you could say that those two at-bats were just about cloned, as Thornton drops in a single into left field just like Lucas Hamza did on the previous at-bat. Trey Cutchin, Hawks pitcher, steps in with 2 on and 2 away. Altamirino misses badly outside, and it's 1-0. In the top half of the 7th, Westview has the bottom of their order due up. Second baseman Drew Hoya, pitcher Altamirino, and their leadoff hitter, right fielder Larry Ross. But for now, it's Cutchin with an opportunity to drive 2 more home. It's a 2-0 count with 2 outs. Altamirino fires. Cutchin flies one into right field. And that's Ross, who camps under and makes the play. So 3 outs to go. We'll see if Westview can mount a comeback, but for now, it's a 7-1 lead for your Hawks. Top of the 7th. 3 more outs the Hawks need to close this one out. It's the 8-hitter, Drew Hoya, who takes a strike low and away. Trey Cutchin still out there for the Hawks, looking to close things out with a 6-run lead. Cutchin rocks and fires, swung on and missed, strike 2. Hawks again looking for their 2nd victory of the regular season. Cutchin delivers a pitch low. For ball 1, the 1-2 from Cutchin. Swung on, grounded to the shortstop, Herbert. He'll have to hurry and throw on to first. Got him in time. Drew Hoya dove into first base to try to beat the throw. A nice effort, but to no avail, as Herbert makes a nice play on the run to throw out Drew Hoya for the first out of the inning. Max Altamirino takes a pitch in the dirt that gets to the backstop. Tanner Score can't stop it. Highland just 2 outs away from ending this one. The 1-0 from Cutchin. in there for a strike. Hard fastball from Cutchin that Altamirano elected to take. The 1-1 misses outside. Score almost brought it back in for a strike, but it's 2-1. Swung on and grounded to the shortstop, Herbert. On to first, and there are two away. Larry Ross, the last hope for Westview, down 7-1 here in the top of the 7th. Ross thus far, 1 for 2. He's singled, flown out, and walked. First pitch in there for a strike. Cutchin working quickly, the 0-1. Swung on, line to the first baseman, Hamza, who can't get a glove on it, and it's into right field, and now Thornton can't field it. Ross is going to round second and head to third, and they're going to round him all the way around third. No, they'll stop him. It looked like the third base coach was going to send Ross around third. So rule it a triple for Larry Ross, and Westview's not done yet. Jack Nels will look to drive one more home and keep things alive for the Knights. So far in this one, he's reached on 2 errors and flown out. So there's no pitch there, I don't believe, unless it is 1-0, and that one misses low and away. The hitter, Nels, called for time, and now the umpire does say that it's 2-0 at the plate. Nels was never granted time, and the pitch missed. Cutchin fires one in there. Nels fouls it away, and it's 2-1. Highland 1 out away from their second win of the season. Nels swings, fouls one off, and it's 2-2. Cutchin 1 strike away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 7th, man on third for Westview. Cutchin on the mound, pitching to Jack Nels. Here's the pitch. Taken up and away for a ball, and the count is full. Cutchin takes a deep breath. 3-2, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped up. And it'll be Connor Cullimore camping under, and he makes the play for the final out of the ball game. And the Hawks have won 2 straight. The final score 7-1 as Highland gets their first regular season home victory of the season. The final tallies in the ball game for the Knights: just 1 run on 3 hits. They recorded 3 errors. For Highland, 7 runs on 10 hits, and the scoreboard reads 4 errors. The Hawks get their second win of the season. They improve their record to 2-6 on the year. And for the Westview Knights, their overall record falls to 4-9-2. So a 7-1 victory for the Hawks on this beautiful Friday evening here in Gilbert, Arizona. For my producer, Jordan Evans, I'm Jordan Lank. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors who made today's broadcast happen. Our next one will be on Tuesday here at home against the Brophy Broncos. But for this one, it's a 7-1 victory for the Hawks. I'm Jordan Lank. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great night.